The attitude of gratitude is very rare amongst actors these days. They just feel like they can say and do whatever they want, and they can attack the very people that got them a job in the first place or are the reasons why they have a career. And unfortunately for J.K. Rowling, most of the actors that had previously been a part of her franchise have abandoned her, have turned their back simply because she has an opinion that they personally disagree with. They say that she spreads hate and negativity, even though at the end of the day, she just voices her opinion based on the world. And of course, Tom Felton is one of the very few people who has actually not turned his back on her and Harry Potter and said that we need to boycott all of the products that have her name on it. And he was actually just recently cast in the Cursed Child Broadway production. And now, apparently, the Harry Potter fans are melting down after the media tried to catch him in a big gotcha moment. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, of course, when an actor doesn't respond in the way that somebody likes, they end up getting attacked, even though they're all allowed to have their own opinions. There are plenty of actors out there who say stuff that I personally don't agree with. Where I personally draw the line and where I will start calling them out is when they start attacking specific groups of people. Oh, you're a bigot if you simply bought Hogwarts Legacy. That's what the gaming access media did. Oh, you're a terrible person if you show up to watch the next Harry Potter movie or you support this production because it's money in J.K. Rowling's pocket. That's personally where I will start calling out their BS. Otherwise, actors are allowed to have their own opinions because they are human beings, even if it looks really bad for the company they're working with. And now there are people who are melting down over the fact that Tom Felton wouldn't come out and straight up attack J.K. Rowling over her stances on things like biological women. So, this is The Mirror article. It says the actor attended the 78th Annual Tony Awards at New York City's Radio City Music Hall on Sunday, June 8th. Tom was recently announced to be reprising his role as Draco Malfoy, but in the Broadway production of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I think that it's really cool that they did end up bringing him back. We know that the other major actors would never return because they have come out and basically said that they would only return to Harry Potter if J.K. Rowling was no longer affiliated with the franchise, which is absolutely insane because she's literally the one who created it. You would not have a job or a career the size that you did or do if it wasn't for her. Like Daniel Radcliffe, sure, he's been in a couple of other things, but he would not have the career he has today without Harry Potter. Same with Emma Watson, Rupert Grint. It's really just sad to see these people turning on her. They could just say, I completely, totally disagree with her, but she can have her own opinion, and that would be that. It says, though, at the red carpet of the Broadway award show, Variety asked him if the Twitterverse controversy surrounding J.K. Rowling's transphobic views impacted him or his work. I also think that it's funny that they presented it this way, the Twitterverse, even though it hasn't been Twitter in years at this point, they still call it Twitter because they believe truly and genuinely that Elon Musk is scum of the earth, and that if they continue to call it like Twitter, and in this case the Twitterverse, that somehow they're making like a political statement based on it. I don't know, it's stupid, whatever. He said, though, no, I can't say that it does. I'm not really that attuned to it. The only thing that I always remind myself is that I've been lucky enough to travel the world. Here I am in New York, and I have not seen anything bring the world together more than Potter, and she's responsible, so I am incredibly grateful. See, he's not condoning her statements. He's not saying 100% agree with everything she said, but because he did not come out and say, I 100% disagree with everything she said, now he's being attacked for it. Maybe he doesn't truly know. I think that it is a little bit unbelievable that he doesn't really know the amount of backlash that she gets. I think everybody basically does at this point, though his PR training is phenomenal because he didn't want to come out and attack her because he's still affiliated with the franchise, and he probably just doesn't care what her opinion is. And she has the opinion that 95% of people have, and I'm sure that many of you already know J.K. Rowling's stance on things like biological gender, but she has said in the past things like if sex isn't isn't real, there's no same-sex attraction. If sex isn't real, the lived reality of women globally is erased. I know and love trans people, but erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. It isn't hate to speak the truth. The idea that women like me who have been empathetic to trans people for decades, feeling kinship because they're vulnerable in the same way as women, like to male violence, hate trans people because they think sex is real and has lived consequences is nonsense. I respect every trans person's right to live any way that feels authentic and comfortable to them. I'd march with you if you were discriminated against on the basis of being trans. At the same time, my life has been shaped by being female. I do not believe it is hateful to say so. This is a very controversial take to a lot of people. And hey, listen, I don't agree with every single thing that J.K. Rowling has ever said or every single thing that J.K. Rowling has ever done, because at the end of the day, she is a feminist, and I do not agree with modern-day feminism. Modern-day feminism is not about equality. It is about denigrating men based on gender. That is something that I personally cannot get behind, but it's simple statements like this that have infuriated people. This isn't an easy piece to write for reasons that will shortly become clear, but I know it's time to explain myself on an issue surrounded by toxicity. I write this without any desire to add to that toxicity. She posted a slew of tweets that were deemed as transphobic, and she was attacked for. I mean, this has happened many, many times. Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and even Rupert Grint have all come out and attacked her, saying, I firmly stand with the trans community and echo the sentiments expressed by many of my peers. Trans women are women, trans men are men. They've all basically said the same exact thing. I truly believe that they thought if they band together that they would somehow get JK to change her mind, when that's clearly not going to happen. Like, she is a very outspoken person. She has her own opinions, and sure, you can totally disagree with what she has had to say, but at the end of the day, without JK, Harry Potter wouldn't exist. This franchise that, yes, has brought millions and millions of people together would not exist, and I do think that it is important that Harry Potter does still exist. And yes, we do know now that Tom Felton is reprising his beloved role for Broadway. He will make his Broadway debut in the J.K. Rowling-approved Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, joining the cast for a 19-week engagement at the Lyric Theatre starting November 11th. For Felton, this marks a significant milestone. It is his first major live theater role since rising to international fame as Draco Malfoy in the Harry Potter film series. He described the experience as surreal and emotionally meaningful, particularly the opportunity to portray Draco as a father, adding new depth to a character he first embodied as a child, which I do think is really, really cool. But him defending Rowling contrasts sharply with Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint, and I honestly don't think that he cares that he's like the odd one out, because he does love Harry Potter and he does still care about this franchise. And I think that it's funny to see this response and see so many people melting down over the fact that he just would not come out and openly attack JK and basically say she's like scum of the earth. Just because he is working on her production does not mean that he agrees with every little thing she has ever said. And I just think that it's so absurd that there are still so many people who are clinging to the fact that she has opinions that they disagree with. She has created an amazing franchise, a franchise that you apparently as an outraged individual once loved. So I do think that she deserves some kind of credit for that. And hey, the attitude of gratitude is very rare when it comes to actors these days. So apparently there are some Harry Potter fans out there who are furious at his response to her transphobia, even though I don't think that he cares and I don't think that JK cares. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.